If you've got a couple pork chops in just a few minutes, we can make an awesome meal. Come on and I'll show you how. All right, let's talk about these ingredients. Nothing complicated here. We've got a teaspoon of smoked paprika. We've got a quarter of a teaspoon of cayenne. You can omit that if you don't like spicy things. We've got a half a teaspoon of garlic powder and onion powder. I combined those there. We've got a teaspoon of chili powder, and we have got about a quarter of a teaspoon of salt and pepper. You can do that to taste. And we have 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And then finally, the grand star of the show, I've got about a pound of pork chops. So we'll dice this stuff up and get it ready and get it in the air fryer. All right, first thing we're going to do is dice up the pork chops. You want about an inch square, inch by an inch. You can cut off the fat and all that good stuff. So we'll do that real quick. This is probably the hardest part about the whole recipe is slicing this up. You can take off all the fat and all that good stuff. By the way, I've lost about 150 pounds eating cool food like this. So nothing hard about it, and real simple. So we'll dice this up real quick. I know a lot of people like air fryer recipes, and I've made some before with other meats besides this, but this is going to be good. And the key thing about this is don't overcook it, because most of the time if you get dry, chewy pork chops, they've been overcooked. And if you cook this to about 145 degrees, it's going to come out perfect, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So let's finish this up real quick. All right, I've got all that diced up nice and neat, and what I'm going to do is just throw it in the bowl here. Separate out that fat I trimmed off, and just going to throw it in the old trusty Rubbermaid bowl. I'm going to add all of our ingredients to it. The oil, the seasoning. And you can customize the seasoning however you want to. You can put whatever you want in it. I mean, you can make it Italian seasoning. You can make it taste like tacos. This is kind of a generic seasoning here. And the key next is to make sure you have a lid. This makes it easy. You can stir it in, but put your lid on there and just give it a good old shake around. And get everything coated real nice, and we'll put it in the air fryer next. Looks good. Let's do it. I've got the air fryer preheating to 400 degrees. I've got this ready to go in the basket when it's done, and it won't take but about 10 minutes max. And if you don't have an air fryer, you can cook this in the oven. You're going to cook it to temp to 145 degrees anyway. But man, if you don't have an air fryer, you need one, because man, I use this thing all the time. It's just so handy and convenient. And there's a link to this one in the description below. But you need an air fryer, okay? It makes life simple. So we'll let this heat up and we'll get it going. We're all preheated here, so let's open this up real quick, and we'll dump in the bites. And if you can see right there, they're nicely coated, and we'll just dump those in there, spread them out nice and even, just one layer. Try to leave a little room in between all of them. So here they are before they go in, nice and spread out in there. We'll put it in there and let it go for about, I'm going to go about 8 minutes, and then probe it and then go from there. If I can give you one tip today, get you an instant read thermometer. Because you know what? Before I had this, pork chops were dry, chicken was dry, everything was dry because I cooked it to death, worried that I was going to make somebody sick if it wasn't done. You know the exact temperature. The safe temperature for pork is 145, and that's what we're going to shoot for on this one. So if you don't have one of these, it'll up your cooking game by 10. All right, so that's just a quick tip for you. Hey, and while you're here also, let me remind you to subscribe and like to the channel. I'm always doing just simple and easy things like this, this keto, low carb, and forget all that. It's just awesome. So let's get this all cooked up and we'll see how it turns out today. So I'm about halfway through the cook, and if you do have an air fryer, you know that about halfway you want to take the basket out and shake it up a little bit, kind of flip it over. So I'm going to do that now. Oh yeah, looking good so far. We'll put it back in there and let it finish up. Let me go ahead and probe it right quick, just see where we're at. Oh, we're right on the threshold. A couple more minutes and this will be done. All right, I'm at 140 degrees here. They look good to me. Now this is an optional step that I'm going to do. And usually at about 140 degrees, you can go ahead and take them out and wrap them up and they'll carry over to 145. But if you want to be on the safe side, you can probe them at 145. So like I said, you don't have to do this step right here, but man, it really kicks it up a little bit. So I'm gonna, if you got something, this is the only downfall about the air fryer stuff. Sometimes you have to hold that little rack in at the bottom, just like that, or it'll flop out. But this here is G. Hughes teriyaki sauce, sugar-free, but you can use barbecue sauce or any kind of sauce you want. If you hit it with that just a little bit, not much, and then give it a little toss, just like that right there. Dump it back in your basket. Spread it out one more time. Put it back in there for about 2 minutes and finish it up. All right, it's taste test time, and I've got an old toothpick here because I'm going to share this with some friends this weekend, but we'll poke one and try it out. Man, that is terrific. And the key is don't go over too much over 145 because it starts drying out after that. But these are juicy, got a lot of flavor, just a little bit of heat. Hey, I call this a thumbs up, guys. Give it a try, don't be afraid. And you can do this with chicken as well, but you need to go up to 165 degrees on chicken. But how awesome is that? So simple, so easy. Get your air fryer out and give it a try. Man, that was so easy, and the best thing about it was it didn't take but about 7 minutes in mine. A lot of it depends on how big you make your cubes. I made mine a little smaller for appetizers for friends today, so just keep a check on it with your probe and make sure you don't go over 145 and you'll be okay. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, may the Lord bless you and eat well.